What's up?
What is up?
How's it going?
It is going.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, AEP is over. How you feeling?
You know, I don't know. Feeling all right. Like it's lazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on full vacation mode at this point. Yeah, I haven't done jack squat. I've just been really the only activity I've done the last couple of days is go through the rest of my calendar the rest of the year and block everything off. Like nobody put anything on my calendar. Yeah, I'm ready for a break. I don't know about you. Which is good. I'm just glad we have a chance to get a break.
Yeah. No, push through a lot. So it's a good thing.
So yeah, let's I don't even know what to talk about today. I almost don't want to talk about insurance. Like I'm so burnt out on thousands and thousands of people talking to over and over and over again about the same thing. But it's part of what makes this job so great is even though you're doing the same thing, it's with different people and you're helping have an impact. But yeah, I'm really excited about next year. I'm still not sure what the hell I'm going to go full steam ahead on. I haven't really decided what my next move is going to be completely. I know I'm redoing the machine factory.
Yeah.
And we're going to relaunch it. We're only going to do one series of events next year, which is the Crush AEP / AEP LaunchCon series. And I've been going back and forth. I'm not sure if we'll do virtual in person, if we'll do it all in person. I haven't decided on that part, but maybe if people have feedback on it, that would be good. Let's see. What's up, Terrence? How you doing? Thanks for joining us this morning. Yeah, if y'all would, if you're watching, just let us know where you at, what you're doing, how your AP was. I think we crushed it. I don't know about you, Tyler, but I think we pretty much crushed it.
Yeah, I did all right.
I think between the two of us, we probably carry the one, pretty close to 700 people between the two of us.
Oh yeah, easy. I mean, for policies and stuff, absolutely.
Right, and then like 4,000 people we talked to between the two of us.
Yeah.
There was like, what is it new? Is it not new? I love how people get caught up in that part of it instead of just worrying about like doing your job. Like, who cares? Because we go through thousands of reviews, and some of our current clients have to be renewed to something else because there's something better. But there you go. You say only 53. That's one a day, Terrence. That's solid. For most people, one a day is a difficult task if you don't have a system and a process and a machine set up to cultivate activity. One a day is very solid. I would not say only. I would say proudly that you did 53 apps this year.
For sure.
And then you can, pivot off of that. And if you play your cards correctly, you should be able to turn those 53 into another 20 referrals for OEP. There should be 20 referrals in there if you provide the right service, provide the right experience, and then you position and ask for referrals correctly. Lucky, why don't you go back here? If you position for and ask for referrals effectively, you should get roughly a 40-50% clip. So yeah, that's solid, Terrence. That bravo. I really can't stress how awesome that is. And if I were to reevaluate myself, really, I probably took it pretty easy. Like most would say, hey, you've had there you go, 20 referrals during AP. That's perfect. I almost have forgotten that I almost forgotten what it was like. And I almost forgotten that I had a heart attack. Like when I look back, I'm like, oh shit, I had a heart attack this AAP. It just hit different this year. I don't know why. I'm in a much more calm state. Oh, Matt Murray says dab or it's not live. Let's see what you got, Tyler. You got a dab? I don't even know how to dab.
I don't know. What is it like this?
It's like a Tebow touchdown or something. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
I don't know what to do.
That's awesome. So
the kids here, I'd come make them do it.
We should. I make him come on live and make him do the dab. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to what next year brings, and really being able to, I think for the first time in my career, where I don't feel the pressure to push so hard. I think I'm just gonna do what I do for a year and see what happens. Erin's afraid. She thinks I'm going to spend all my time at the casino and at the lake and the golf course and make us go broke. But, you know,
the golf course I wouldn't worry about. But
well, you never know. You get me on the golf course, I might start gambling with people. You never know.
$100
Fishing's tougher. Although fishing lures, I don't know if you've gone fishing lure shopping lately. You're a little out of control.
Some
Rapalas are now like $10 a piece.
Yeah. Just for your basic stuff.
Yeah, just some line and hook and sinker, and you're $20 in. But yeah, no, this is a critical time. So for most people out there, what you want to use OEP for is for retention, really. And then through the retention process, you should get more business from referral, because people like customer service and people like to refer customer service. And I can tell you, just like, I'll give you a small example. I bought my car from one dealership, got my service done there the first time, but I don't know what was, they pissed me off, I guess is the best way to put it. And so I fired them and I went to a different one this time for my oil change. And I got to say, night and day. It just reminded me that too many businesses become very, very complacent with their customer base, and they become too reliant on the loyalty that their client base has to them, and they're not providing the over-the-top level of customer service to not just increase retention, but also increase referral rates. And so the bare minimum of customer service should really be your goal. If you're wanting retention, if you're wanting referrals, service drives all of that. So serving your current clients and serving them in a consistent manner with a procedure and a process that gives them all a consistent experience is what's going to determine whether or not your process separates itself from others. And what you don't want to have happen at any point is to have a customer like me that got upset for some reason, goes and tries another person, they provide a better experience. Because I've had situations where I've dropped the ball, just flat dropped the ball on a client, and then they've gone to someone else. But because of my level of customer service, I've had several people that have done that come back.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. It was just one time.
Right. Then they have to come back and give you that I cheated on you speech. But it's imperative that you dial in your procedure and processes, that you dial in what exactly your customer service experience is going to be. And right now is the perfect time. Most agents are doing what you and I are doing right now, which is nothing, laying around, enjoying, doing nothing, and almost on a vacation between now and the end of the year. But if you don't have a staff like you and I do, where we can have our staff doing all this customer service stuff right now while we take a break, then you've got to be the one right now doing customer service, positioning for in-force appointments. And so this is what I would say. So for most agents, even though I go around the country telling everybody, hey, you should do an in-force appointment with your customers after the policy starts. You should be going back over them. You should be having another conversation with them to make sure they understand their benefits. Make sure now that the plan's live, do you know how to use your benefits? Do you know how to log into the website? Do you know how to use the stuff that you have? And what you can do is just do a Zoom. You don't have to do what I do and go back on every single appointment again. I do that because it really solidifies the relationship, and then I'm really not worried at all about retention. But for some of you, you're doing remote. Some of you, it's just not logistically possible to go back and do that. So then do Zooms. Do a Zoom for Humana, do a Zoom for Aetna, do a Zoom for United Healthcare, and then invite all your clients on those carriers on there, and you just give them an orientation, like teach them how to use their benefits. And for a lot of you agents out there, frankly, you need to do that because you have no damn idea what your client's looking at when they even go to the website. Like, what kind of support can you be if you have no idea what the website looks like? If you have no idea how it works? If you have no idea what they see on their side of the fence, how are you ever going to give anyone perspective? How are you ever going to give anyone support? You're not. And
No.
so,
well, and that goes beyond just OEP and retention in there. Knowing the sites and the systems and your tools just in general throughout the year. I mean, I was at a guy that called me up when I was doing my appreciation lunches literally 2 days after I saw him, and he lost his wallet fly fishing. Yeah, I don't have cards. I need cards, and I've got this. So being able to go in there and send him a copy of his card right away, so he had it for his doctor's appointment the next day, but then also being able to order him a new card and going above and beyond to help him log into Medicare.gov so he could order a new red, white, and blue card. Those items, I mean, those type of things are where you're going to drive your customer service and referrals more than any other piece of your business, when you're actually able to provide that over the top experience in those unique situations.
What's customer service, Tyler?
Taking care of the customer, serving the customer,
being there when the customer needs you and when they don't. That's it. It's very simple. And so the idea is, if your phone rings and you're able to answer it. Rather than have a voicemail later, have a problem solved now instead. And just taking that moment, I agree. If you take the spear by the head and you take the moment whenever you can to provide that extra level of customer service, I think you'll find a much stronger retention rate. For you and I don't know about you, but I'm not worried. Like for the 80% of my book of business, it would take me severely dropping the ball, dying, something catastrophic for those people to want to leave.
Oh yeah. Well, given the situation where I was at, I had people this year where going through and doing the reviews with them, I told them, hey, it looks like you're still on a great plan. This is here. Unfortunately, this is what it is. I'm still here to help where I can, whatever it is. And people going, all right, well, what's the second best option then?
Yeah, nothing like being able to fuck over some other old jackass upline that's trying to take your money, huh?
Right.
Don't be afraid to call their bitch asses out.
Oh, I didn't know where we're at with that, so I don't want to say nothing.
Oh, fuck them guys.
Yeah, 200 clients that I've been working with for over 5 years that were
over a stipulation. So yeah, for all you out there, all you uplines, I don't give a shit. I have nothing against Zach and Adam personally, but as a business, Fidelis Consultants can kiss my ass. And they better watch the fuck out, is what I'm saying, because our non-compete, non-solicitation bullshit is up in like 3 months. And it's open fucking season. And so I'm tired of these uplines just acting like they own the world, especially in this kind of situation where they bought the business from someone else and then they fucked you over.
Well, yeah, they bought the business from someone else who then turned around and sold it to someone else even to do it. It's like where that loyalty and
it's just bullshit. Their fucking name is Fidelis, was supposed to be loyalty, honesty, and trust, and they've got none of that shit. Like zero of that shit. So, yeah. And then on all my ACA business, because I tried to be nice and leave one contract there, instead of getting $25 a month, they're paying me $8 a month. Like, what kind of bullshit? So if you're in a situation like that, I would encourage you, get out of it. Like, submit your intent to transfer on January 1st, and by the end of March into April, you'll be free. And so don't let your upline hold you hostage. Don't let other people hold you hostage. But the same side of the token, your upline is not to blame if you're not successful. Okay. So every upline I've had, I've been successful, whether my upline helped me or not. And you can be too. Same thing with Tyler. No matter what situation you've been in, no matter what market we've been attacking, you've been successful. And so if you have the goods, you have the goods. And it like I said, I don't know why, but I'm really, you took it way better than I would have. Let me just put it that way. If somebody would have sent me an email this year and said, hey, due to a technicality, we're going to be an asshole and we're going to stop paying you the $90,000 a year we owe you. We're just going to rob you. It's basically what they said.
Yeah, pretty much.
We tried to do best by Tyler. Yeah. Okay. Sellout boys. That's what I'm going to start calling them. The sellout boys.
Yeah, no, it was a hard hit to take it on the chin, but what could I really do? You know, I don't have the money and the funds and the means to be able to fight that legally. And while a trip to the desert sounds productive and fun, I don't think it ultimately would have accomplished what I wanted to accomplish.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's such a hairy subject to me when someone starts messing with somebody else's livelihood, especially when they didn't earn it. It's like one thing if they were there during the time when you were building the book, supporting you, and they were doing other stuff. But They literally just came in, bought a business, and then deleted and modified the contract you already had in place.
And I think that's the part that irritates me the most.
Yeah. So, anyways, when I go back through that series, I'm glad it happened. I'm glad God put us on this path, and we've gotten where we've gotten because we were gotten. But stand up for yourself is my message. So everyone out there, don't let people push you around. Even if you think they have more money than you, you can at least speak your damn mind. You know?
Yeah. There's a lot of shady, scrupulous stuff. I mean, and that kind of thing goes into OEP too, right? Because what ends up happening, you know, goes back, and if you're not servicing and taking care of that same thing's going to happen to you. Or someone else is just dropping the ball significantly, and there's people out there who need help who didn't get it. Right.
Anyways, I'm getting off my soapbox. Thanks for putting me up in the soapbox this morning.
You're welcome.
Anyways,
looks like you had fun rinkside the other night.
Yeah, no, it's an entirely different experience. Yeah, I've been to lots of hockey games. I've been to the Avs games probably 25 times, but
watching someone's face,
bone jarring sound of that puck. Like sometimes the puck, like if the glass wasn't there, like I would be dead like 20 times because those pucks just come and you don't even see them coming, and all of a sudden you just hear boom. It's like the loudest, most jarring sound. But eventually, like halfway through the second period, I was just like used to it. I wasn't even flinching anymore, except for a couple. But that's kind of the fun of it too. But yeah, no, I honestly I don't really give a shit about sports other than when I'm betting on them. But I really do enjoy the experience, and hockey is my spirit animal sport that I didn't know I had. Because seeing it up close, it's the one sport where people like you and me would probably get thrown out.
Oh yeah,
because you fight it out. Everybody fights it out. I think of all these little like moments in basketball I had where I'd be like in little like pissy matches, like trying to throw elbows while you rebound and other stuff. When in hockey, you can just like, okay, let's just square up and settle this, and then we move on. Like that's to me, the world needs more of that. There's too many people walking around that, and to quote, I think it's Mike Tyson, who aren't afraid of getting punched in the face. There's too many people walking around who've never been punched in the face, who don't know what it feels like, who have a loose lip. And
what was that movie with Bruce? The Last Boy Scout.
yeah.
Head or gut.
Yeah. So, anyways, we've got a lot we could go off of, but I don't know, man. I'm really just excited to be in a position to do whatever I want to do. What do you want to do? Have you decided what the hell you want to do?
No.
All right.
No, stopped. Talked to the old man yesterday on my way down. I had to take Ezra in for doctors, go do blood work.
Did everybody? Is he over Thanksgiving yet?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
So got to pop by and say hi, wave to the door. Kind of sucks. So it's really weird. Like you can't be around anybody. You know, it's
because of the immune system. Yeah.
So it's like a wave from the door kind of thing, and just seeing him like that. But I'm looking forward to him coming back out and squaring up. He's got his last round next week. Yeah,
nice.
Next week. Gets to finish up his last round, see where everything's settling, and everything looks good there. So looking forward to being able to get in there and actually spend some time with him, redo some stuff. So it's a good thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm trying to convince my family, like everybody, like Christmas, dude. I'm like, I don't want to do Christmas. I just don't. Like, I've never been that, I love Christmas. Don't get me wrong. Nothing against Christmas. I hate the presents and the gifts and the nonsense. Like, I love being able to give people stuff. Oh, dude, the other night, so awesome. I took Tanya and the kids out for dinner. Like post AEP celebration on Friday, we go out to dinner and stuff like that. And there was a young couple that was in there. You could tell that this was like a big treat for them to go out to dinner. And they had 2 kids, and one of their younger boy had cerebral palsy, or their older boy had cerebral palsy. So you could just kind of, tell that they've struggled a little bit and stuff like that. So being able to go out and they're sitting there next to us. So when the waitress came up, I want their ticket, got them dinner and stuff like that. She brought it back, handed it, set down the bill for, took care of it, brought it back, gave me the receipt, set theirs on the table. And they looked at it, and the look on her face was just like, what? And the waitress I just see the waitress point, and dude just loses it, gets emotional, comes over. He's like, are you kidding me right now? I was like, I'm sorry. Like what? He's like, no, you don't understand. That's awesome. No, people don't do that kind of thing. I love that. So don't get me wrong about Christmas, but my kids are so freaking spoiled.
Yeah.
I'm over getting them stuff right now. They're like, I'm like, what do you want? They're like, I don't know, a new car. I'm like, how about you go yourself right now, a new car? Kiss my ass, Asia. I mean, I love you, but no.
Why not?
I don't care if I made $10 billion a month. I'm not buying my kid a car. Ethics. Life lessons. Ethics, life lessons, teach them responsibility, accountability, the value of hard work and money and what it takes to get someplace. And it's the one thing I don't want them to do. Like Ryan, I mean, she was pissed when we got the car. She's happy that we got the car for her, but she was pissed because she knew she couldn't have it and drive it or do anything with it until she paid for it. But they're right here. When she was able to hand this to me and go, here's my half of the car with all her little jot downs of what she did, just seeing that sense of accomplishment and pride in her.
Are you going to give it back to her?
Huh? Shh. I don't know if she's going to watch this shit. Yeah, she's going to get it as a...
She's going to watch this shit. In fact, if she watches this, she deserves it.
Right?
If she's watching the podcast, you just give it to her.
She's gonna get it. She's gonna end up getting it back.
That's cool.
But it's not gonna be just a gift give back. It's gonna be she earned it. Right now, She's a freaking valedictorian in her class right now.
That's
Getting
cool.
ready to wrap up the first half of the year. I'm like, imagine if you actually just tried the whole time. And she's like, I'm not even doing like 50%. I'm like, yeah, neither is anyone else. Like, put in the work, put in the effort.
Well, there's plenty of people trying
to,
hard.
like, she's like, I'm only giving like 50%, and she's working, doing all the other stuff too, and pulling this off. I'm like, she's gotten accepted to 6 different colleges already.
That's cool.
I'm like, Ozzy, that wouldn't surprise me nearly as much, just because she always is that damn determined and pushes that hard all the time. Brian, I was like, what? Like, all right, from like, I don't know, I'm gonna go work in a restaurant.
Sleeper build, huh?
Yeah, like what else? I think I want to go to U of R. That way I can get my psych degree. Like, well, Lord knows that you need it and you got enough life experience to help other people with messed up families.
Yeah. It's always interesting for me to watch the development of anyone under the age of 25 kind of like map out what they want to do. Because if I go back to when I was 18, I was like 125% sure I was going to be a computer programmer. And I was going to design video games.
Dude, I thought for sure when we were kids, bro. We were kids. Dude, all right. So for all you youngsters out there, there used to be this shop called Radio Shack. You probably won't remember it, but it was like Best Buy before there was Best Buy. I remember going out there to Radio Shack and ransacking all the junk that they had sitting out there and scrapping out old towers and computers and just watching you put together stuff. Like, I don't know, that computer you built, what were you, like 14, 15? It was probably better than any computer that I ever bought from a store until I was close to 30.
Yeah, I think I just have fun with that stuff, but it's really all, it's like Legos. Putting a computer together is like Legos. Now, nowadays it's a little more complicated. You gotta have like thermal paste and all this other crap. So I haven't built one for a while just because they got too complicated. But yeah, no,
like on cars, same thing.
Yeah, cars, all that stuff. And at this point, I'm not interested in doing anything that I'm not good at. I'm just not. Once upon a time, I had the Chilton manual. I still have the Chilton manual on the last like 3 cars I've had. And I can find the spots for the spark plugs and other stuff. Like I said, it's the Hyundai, screw Hyundai and their like I'll never forget it. So I open book, step 1 for changing your spark plugs is take out the back seat. Like, what do you mean?
Oh, the Tiburon you had?
No, the Santa Fe.
Oh, the
Santa Fe. Step 1 is take out the back seat. I'm like, what do we? I had to like read it 3 times just to make sure. Like, I thought we were changing the spark plugs. Like every time I've changed the spark plug, it's been in the engine. But what do I know? So I take out the seat. So long story short, you have to. Its second step is even crazier. Get a razor knife and cut a hole in the floor. Like what? I have to cut a hole in my carpet to change the spark plugs? Like what is going on? But underneath the back left passenger seat of a Santa Fe is a little trap door under the carpet that you got to cut a hole open to get to, and you open this trap door so you can turn off the fuel pump. I'm like, put me in a room with the engineer who designed this.
5 minutes. That's all I need.
Like, what is going on? And then the worst part is, I didn't even read that far into it. I get all the way into it. Like step 13 is take off the intake manifold.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like the Kia was bad too.
I was like, God, I gotta take the whole engine apart too. So I gotta take my back seat apart. I gotta take the engine apart. Like what happened to the Nova? The Nova where I just got out a wrench. I just got a long extension. I just pulled the spark plug. I didn't have to get my hands dirty or hot or nothing.
No.
Anyways, I digress.
Yeah,
I can only imagine what mechanics feel like.
Yeah, no, I don't.
We just lost half our viewers because we talked about cars for 5 minutes.
I have no desire to look into any of that anymore.
Right. So what are we good at? We're good at Medicare. We're good at insurance. We're good at helping people. And most other people are too. Most still here. You have to tell us who you are because or go to streamyard.com/Facebook and give them permission to tell us who you are. Otherwise, thank you for being here, whoever Facebook user is.
Yes.
And Crusader, it's good to see. But I was thinking, Tyler, what do you think about moving the podcast to a normal hour? Like midday.
Right.
Like noon or something.
Sure.
Or the end of the day. I don't know. I've just been thinking about it, and if I really think about all the people I know, most of them are not morning people. I'm one of the few that I know that is fired up when
Ready
the morning
to go.
comes.
Rocking it. Crusader.
There we go.
Data analytics. I mean, that's going to be a big thing for you for increasing your value on your book. If I can go back and show that my average, lifetime value of my client is longer than a standard book.
That, and you don't want to cross sell. Like if you want to really increase the value of your book, don't cross sell.
A lot of people will buy it just to cross sell it. Exactly.
So, honestly, the best way to get above 2.5x is going to be to sell out, like those bitch asses we talked about earlier, to one of the big corporations that then turns you into a pony boy for a couple of years. That's probably your best way to get 10 to 15x. Outside of that, 2 to 3x, maybe 4x would be, that's pretty darn good. But 340 clients, like for me, if I had 3-4, are you wanting out? I guess I'm curious on why you're worried about how much your book is worth to sell. Like, is your whole model enter and exit? There's nothing wrong with that, but that would be a different recommendation. Increasing your book, like to me, my goal, instead of trying to think how can I get it to be worth 3.5x, like how can I get this business to 1,000 clients instead? Because 1,000 client book of business is much more attractive to somebody than a 340 book or 100 client book. Honestly, when I'm looking at books of business, I don't know that I would get all that motivated for anything less than like 500. I don't know, because I've bought books of business that have been like 80 and 100 before, and they ended up being way more, I don't know, I call them trouble than they were worth, but it was a lot more complicated than I thought it would be.
Yeah, when you're looking at a book and doing that, part of it's where the value of your book, you have the clients on there for what they're at and be able to pull up and sell that. But like what you were saying, you have a bigger book, you're not going to get the big dogs coming in to look at a book for 100, 200, 500 clients even. If you don't get up to that 1,000 mark to do it. But the other side of that, Crusader, how hard is it to get your license and cert each year? You double up your book, you can pay out that much or not even that much of what you're doubling up for, hire an LOA and the staff to just run it and manage it for you and step out completely.
Yeah, just keep the residual income versus it's almost like calling, what is that, JG Wentworth? Was it 777 cash now, or how that commercial is? Anytime you're going for a multiple, you're usually giving up. There's a reason why somebody wants to buy the book of business, because the long-term value is way greater than whatever short-term value you're cashing out for. So unless you have like a plan to exit and start a new business or do something else, I would just go all in, because if you've built it up to 340, there's nothing that says you can't go to 700 and that can't go to 1,000 and can't go. But again, that depends on what your mission in this whole thing is. Some people, it is about an enter and exit when they're doing a business. So it just depends.
Absolutely. I don't know. And that's one of the things, like looking at stuff, I'm trying to think about how I can X out my book to get to the point, because I want to hire at least one more full-time and one part-time person to come on this next year. to start doing that. I'd love to be able to get an LOA in that can help with that. And just looking at AAP with some of the changes and stuff that was going on, trying to dial everything in and knowing that one little hiccup put the whole damn day, if not multiple days, into a wonky room with the schedule. Like having somebody else that can help alleviate some of that pressure and take that off when you're talking to thousands of people.
We sound like such arrogant fags when we do that. We're poor bastards who have to talk to thousands of people. Like what, I know I say it too, but just hearing it from you, I was like, God, that's gotta. Some people are like, screw you. I'm talking to my tens of people over here.
Well, yeah, but I mean, what? This is year 13 of me running this, my 13th AEP. I mean, put in that time and work. If you've been doing Medicare that long and you don't have
thousands, then you went the wrong road. Yeah.
100%. We gotta fix you. Call me. I'll help you out. And if you've been in it that long and you stuck with it, I could definitely help you get to that point within 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
No, and that's just trying to think about ways to come up and go over the top, like sending out thank you cards, sending out.
It's just providing a unique and special experience that bonds you with people. If you're able to bond with people and you're able to create a relationship and you care, then you should have good retention. If you're just in it for the money, people are going to sniff that out and they're going to eventually wash you out. If you're in it for the people will respond, the people will send you more people. If you do this correctly and you provide, it's not like everybody's looking, it's not complicated. Just think, again, for me, it makes it really simple. How would I treat my own family? And if you offer that, okay, or if you, let's say you don't like your family, treat them with the respect that you would give someone that you just met that you respect, versus looking at them as a dollar sign or a client or a lead or whatever it is. Just remember they're people. It's just people. And so if you can get through that part of it, like we're going to lead. There's so many things I've seen back and forth. I'm still going to stick to my true, like the Cardones of the world and the Jeremy, whatever his name is, of the world, and all these other people that have like scripts and what to say and all this other shit. In reality, for me, the magic and the hack happens when you can just have a conversation with somebody. And when you have a conversation with confidence, what I mean by that is like, just say, hi, how are you? Like, I don't think people understand the confidence that requires to just skip the whole sales process and go into hi, how are you? Because it's when you get into the hi, how are you? And you get through some of these, you start to take down their guard. I'll give Rudy credit. They start here, right?
Right.
And each question you ask them, they slowly start to relax. And eventually you'll feel a moment in the conversation where they let it go and they trust you now because you're not from an oppositional salesy kind of trying to take advantage of you position, which is what everyone looks at you as in this business. Okay. To a human who cares about me. And once you think, like, if you think about it, good cop, bad cop. Why does it work, Tyler?
The psychology.
Do you know what good cop? I guess let's start there. Does everybody know what good cop, bad cop is?
Right.
It's a detective technique where if you're being interrogated, what they'll do is they'll send in the nice cop first, the good cop, and his job is to become familiar and build a relationship and build trust and credibility. And then he goes, hey, I gotta get some coffee. And then they leave and they send in the bad cop. The bad cop comes in and then gives you the aggression and tries to push and tries to force. The same kind of thing here. You've got to have good cop and bad cop in you when it comes to dealing with people, because some people will respond to good cop and some people respond to bad cop. Like for me in my life, if I go back through, how have people motivated me the most? They give me ultimatums. Because an ultimatum pisses me off. And then the sheer act of pissing me off puts me into active mode to prove my point. And then I get basically Aaron's learned to use that to manipulate the hell out of me. Like if you just put me in a position where you give me an ultimatum, but you have to give it to me soft, right? So that's me. That's the hack. And so each person has their combination that you've got to figure out, and you get there by asking questions. So what questions are you asking, Tyler? What do you think the top 3 questions that you could ask a client could be?
The top 3 questions I could ask them. One, how they're doing.
Yes.
How their, how their family is, what the situation is. That's number 1. Number 2, finding something with them, whether it's through fact finding or just general conversation, where I can find something else that they care about and sharing that interest, and how, like, oh, how's that painting class that you're taking? Or how's your grandson doing? He doing okay? And showing that interest in something else besides them and giving that care in there. That relationship building is bigger than any Medicare insurance type question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think the third thing's probably just asking them flat out what their biggest concerns and fears are.
You know what my favorite question to do that is?
What's that?
I ask them, why am I here? So what motivated you to ask me to come here? And then just shut up and listen. And they'll tell you every point of pain they have. They'll tell you exactly what they like and don't like about what they currently have. And they'll tell you what they're looking for. And it saves you the whole process of having to ask all these different questions by just saying, why am I here? Because it's a question they're not prepared to answer. If they haven't been sitting around, okay, the insurance guy's coming over today. He's going to clearly ask me, why is he here? I should be ready to answer that question. And so when you ask someone a question that they're not ready for, it's a disarming thing where all of a sudden they're not even thinking about anything other than, I got to stay on topic because this person knows what they're doing. When you force someone to think outside the box of what they thought they were going to think, it makes them stop and all the objections go away instantly. And so my hack question is, you ask people, why am I here? Why did you call? Because otherwise, if you don't do that, what do? You leave the door open for a bunch of objections.
Oh, yeah,
so if
big time.
You don't have them tell you why you're there. They could say, oh, well, I was just looking around and blah, 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 blah. They're going to give you the 15 different reasons because that's what humans do. Once humans realize they've been put in a position they can't get out of, what do they try to do?
Like a rat.
They try to yeet their way out of there. Like, just hang up. Humans do weird stuff. And so rather than go down that road of uncomfortability, you start out right out the gate with, why am I here? Tell me what motivated you and address it. Like, look, I understand. Like 0 people in the world woke up today and said, you know what, I would love if an insurance person came over today. And so there had to be something in there that motivated you to need me to come over. Now, that's on a lead. If I'm getting a referral, you don't ask that question. On a referral, you just go right into fact finding because the trust is already done and the process is over. And it's really just about, it's kind of like being a doctor. You're in your office. They come in, you're waiting for them. They know you're a doctor. They know they're the patient. And so they tell you what the problems are. On a referral, you don't got to ask the question. They just come and they go, here's my problem. Here's why I called you. And they'll say, so-and-so gave me your name because I'm turning 65. So-and-so gave me your name because I have a prescription that's not covered. Sorry, Tyler, go ahead.
Oh, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. Who so-and-so, whatever, find that out. And one of the things that I always touch on with that is, like, especially when it's clients that I know and have worked with where I've done that due diligence with them, touching on some point of that person's characteristics to give that feel back to them of like, oh yeah, that's why I trust Billy who sent me over here, because he is a good guy. You know, he takes care of this, or showing you actually know that person, and then that just kicks in that trust right there.
But I just looked. Look at this. Look at this guy.
The whole time.
This is my life. He's such a perfect dog. He really is. Like, what other puppy do you have that'll just chill?
Yeah, no.
All day. He chills in the car. He chills in my lap. He chills at people's houses. So lucky you're sleeping, but you're pretty awesome. I recommend everybody get a Lucky in their life. He's actually a pretty hell of a closer too. So for all the yellows of the world, holy cow. Just go ahead and sign the app before I come inside because I've got a puppy. It's basically one of those things. But yeah, it puppies, kids, and that's the other part of this. What other industry, what other business could you do where you could just take your dog everywhere? I'm trying to think. I can't think of very many.
No. Laura used to be able to take the dogs with her to work.
Laura? Oh.
At the, what was it, Adventure Bound or whatever, when she worked there. But I mean, it's an outdoor camping, survival place kind of deal where you almost expect that. Yeah. Dogs go camping with you, and they have, stuff for them too there. So
I will admit, the first time I went on an appointment, the first day I had him, and I left him in the car while I went inside, I was a little nervous because the first time I left Sugar alone in my car, she shredded all of the seatbelts in 10 minutes. And so I was like, oh God, what am I coming out to? But every single time, that's what he's doing. Every time I come out of an appointment, laying in my seat, and he goes, oh, okay, what are we doing next? Like, what a sidekick. Anyways,
he's back there stretching as you did that.
Yeah, of course he is. Because he lives a pretty rough life over there. He lives a pretty rough life. Yeah, so let's finish strong. We got 2 minutes left. We got 4 viewers. It's probably your wife, my wife, and 2 of our friends, but who cares? What can we finish strong with? I would say stay tuned. We're just getting started. And I will say this. I'm going to put almost all of my outside energy into the Medicare Machine Factory AEP LaunchCon. And here's what I'll tell you. If you're going to do AEP correctly, it starts right now. So next AEP, in order to have your best AEP ever, if you're really going to do it correctly, it starts right now. Like literally, I'm already scheduling people for next year. You have to understand how the cycle works, and the farther ahead you have to get each year in this cycle. But the sooner you start filling your calendar in October, you'll start to find that by the time you get to October, all those stresses and pressures go away because your calendar is full. So if you do this correctly and you do the whole thing correct and you do everything like you're supposed to throughout the year, by the time you get to AEP, it's not a question of can I, it's how am I going to pull this off? So I don't know about you, Tyler, but there was days in there, especially that last 2 weeks, man, right after Thanksgiving. I had some days in there where I was running, what day was it? It's like Wednesday the 6th. No. The whole week. I was running 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. every single day.
Well, yeah, and it was like it just kept filling up.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, wow. The last week, just from front loading everything, pulling stuff up, I'm like, wow, I've managed to clear that out. It looks like I might be sitting on my, never mind. That filled in. Holy.
So do you want this problem that we have in your life? Would you like to have a calendar that just fills itself? Well, then pay attention. Join our academy. Join the boot camps. Join the podcast. Talk to Tyler, like he said. Although that's pretty big.
Time. I talk way too much.
Yeah, text Tyler.
Yeah,
I love Tyler.
Text me if you want a quick answer. You
do a podcast with Tyler and you text Tyler, and you love Tyler. But we need to get together. It's long overdue. But anyways, time is up. I don't even know. I feel like we did just like a regular Joe Rogan podcast today. And anyways, that was a lot more fun. I liked it too. let's just keep doing that. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, the more you comment, like Crusader and Terrence, the more we can help you. Like, I don't know, you're just watching us to watch us. We're not that good looking. We're kind of old now. So we have knowledge to share. If you ask questions, it really helps us have topics to talk about and really help. We want to plug in. We're not doing this to watch ourselves on screen. Okay. We're doing this for the people that do watch so we can have impact on your life, help you do more things, help you become top 1%.
And if there's stuff throughout the week that you can think of, DM, text, email us,
Yeah.
let us know, because then we can bring that up on prep for it too, to have more insight and some diligence in there for you guys.
1,000,000%. So thank you again for tuning in. Joshua Youngs and Lucky, Mr. Tyler Tingu, or Ting, as most people say. Every time I hear, I'm like, who the hell's Tyler Ting? Oh, yeah, that's Tyler, my friend Tyler.
Thanks, Jerry.
All right, brother.
All right. Be well.